Hey y'all, I am getting ready to sit down and plan out my girls' work for next week. It's Friday afternoon, we're done for the week, but I need to go ahead and write down in their planners for next week what they're going to do every day. So we're going to get to that in just a second. First, I got to clean off this table and I will be right back. Okay, I think I've got everything we need. I'm gonna pause for just a second, turn the camera around so you can see what I'm doing here, and I'll explain all this to you and show you how I plan out my work for my 3rd grader and 8th grader. And just like that, it's the next day. I had to pause for a few minutes on the video yesterday, and then that pause for a few minutes turned into like 2 hours, and then I lost my good daylight coming in here, so I just said forget it and I'll do it tomorrow. So now it is Saturday morning. I'm still getting this done before the last minute. Last school year, I kept waiting to do the planning until it would be like 9 o'clock on a Sunday night. So I'm still on Saturday. It's not Sunday night, so I'm still doing good, and we're going to get this done. All right, now I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what we do. All right, so let's get started here. Let me get my drink. Sorry if that was super loud. Scared the cat. She was up here. I'm going to start off with showing you our binders. I didn't get anything special. This is just regular old planners off of Amazon, Art Fan brand. I wasn't looking for like homeschool binders. Did I say binders? Planners. I wasn't looking for homeschool planners or anything like that. Mine, I'll just flip it open into a blank one that I haven't filled out yet. I just wanted something with the month to month. I do not have weekly or daily planner sections in this. I just wanted to be able to see the month as a whole. So what I'll do when I get to the next month, like we are currently in July, so when I get to, well, I've already filled out some of August, and when I get to September, I'll go ahead and fill out like we're going to be gone for a week on vacation, and then I'll fill out any other days that we want to take off, so that I'll know ahead of time what to look at when I go to plan the girls. That's how I do mine this year. This is different. This is new to me, how I'm doing this year compared to last year. This is actually, even though this may not look very organized, this is more organized than it was last year. All right, this is my 3rd graders planner. This is my 8th graders. They got to pick their planners. They're a little bit different, but basically what I was looking for with theirs was to where they would have a month at a time to look at theirs. My 8th graders already wrote in a lot of her months. So here's one that's not been written in. Here's the month of November. It's already got the pre-filled, holidays and things in there. So they've got the month to look at. My 8th grader, like I said, has already went in and filled in some of her stuff because she's using this. I told her to mostly use it for school, but she is using it for some other stuff. So she'll go in and fill in whatever information she wants for that, for like youth group activities at church, stuff like that. And then we have the week to week. So like on my 3rd graders, and I think my 8th grader has it too. We've got a little paper clip in there so that she can flip it from the current month to the current week. All right, so they'll have the month, and then they'll flip it over to whatever week we are there, and I'll go ahead and have their stuff filled out for the week. My 8th grader is going to start doing hers on her own, or she'll sit here with me while I'm doing my 3rd graders, and then she'll do hers at the same time, and I can check over it, make sure she's filling it out right. Our goal is to have our girls very independent, to be able to do their work on their own. So what we'll do for the week, and I'll show you, if we've got certain things we're trying to get done that week, I'll have that wrote up there for them, and then they'll have each subject. We abbreviate it. I'll show you like each line is for each subject, and I'll have for each day what they're supposed to do that day. That way, when they start their day, they grab their planner and they look and they know exactly what they're supposed to do for that day. So that's my 8th graders. And I'll link these. These are off of Amazon. It's just simple little planners from Amazon. There's the brand on that one, and I'll put the link. So same thing on hers. Hers is a little bit different. I'll pull to a month that we haven't filled out yet. For October, this is what hers look like. Hers is the same thing. You've got a month at a time, and then you can flip it over to the week. She doesn't have the lines up here. I wish she did. So I had to write up here just in this little bit of space, like we were doing memory verses, and I wrote that up there. But basically the same thing. We've got individual lines for each subject. And I don't normally like that calendar start on Monday, but for school's sake, this worked really good. And then you have the 2 weekend things right here. And I'll go ahead and write in, like, if we're going to a birthday party or something on Saturday, so that when my 3rd grader is looking at her stuff for the week, you know, she's going to be all excited because she sees that when we're done with the schoolwork for the week that we got something fun going on. So that's my 3rd graders. I'm going to start with hers and walk you through how I do this. This is not, like I say, super organized at all, but it works. It fits my brain, and it works for me. So what I do is, first off, I'm using my phone to video, so I can't show you, but I'll check my calendar to make sure that we don't have anything coming up that I have not yet put in my month calendar. So I'll check this. We don't have anything going on this week. So this is going to be a regular 4-day week. We started early this year, and I always like to ease into the year. So we started with Wednesday through Friday the first week, and then last week we had Monday through Thursday because we had a field trip on Friday. So they did 4 days of book work, and this week they're going to do 5. All right, so for my 3rd grader, I'm going to flip to this week, and I'll fast forward through this a little bit. But I go ahead and write down her abbreviations. And, you know, I could get a pre-printed one. If I figure out if this is going to work for me this year, I'll probably go a different route just so I don't have to fill all of this in, maybe. I don't know, but it's working for me. So let me go ahead and fill this out. For every day this week, we do math, language, I've been writing history, science, Bible. I'm going to go ahead and write this out for her. And then she's going to eventually figure out my abbreviations. Then we have handwriting and Spanish. She's not doing Spanish every day, but I go ahead and write it in there. All right, let me get the rest of this done. All right, that's it for that. Now, what I use my binder for is I have went ahead and looked through their, or most of their, like I say, not totally organized yet. I went through and looked at most of their books or programs. This is her math, and it's all online. So I went through and looked. I know when she has lessons, when she has quizzes. So she's got lessons 1 through 7, and then there's a quiz. And then she's got lessons 8 through 14, and then there's a quiz. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at her last week and see what she ended with. She ended with math lesson 7. We want to do 4 lessons a week. We went through lesson 7 already, so I know for her math for this week, we're going to do 4 lessons, and I'm going to make it heavy on the front end of the week so that she doesn't have much to do on Friday. So next thing to do is quiz 1. So she's going to do quiz 1, and then she'll do 8, 9, 10, and 11. So lesson 8. And that's it for math. And that'll get her 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're not going to go through lesson 11. See, this is why I have to write everything down. This will get our 1, 2, 3, 4 for the week, and she won't have any math to do on Friday. Unless for some reason one of these takes long or I want her to redo it, then she'll have Friday to do that. So that's math is done. Language, this is one of the ones that I do not have totally organized yet. I need to go book by book, or at least one book at a time. Go ahead and write it down like I did this, where I write down each page that makes up a lesson. I do know that for language, she needs to do about 4 pages a day. That's not 4 lessons, that's 4 pages, in case anybody's thinking I'm crazy. 4 pages a day, and I will see that she stopped language. She did pages 24 through 26. So I'm going to go here to page 26 and see where she stopped. And then I just look to see, it's not always 4 pages a day, but I just get her at a good stopping point. So this will be one. I kind of look over it to see what this is. My husband does this work with her, so I'll make sure it's not. We do skip some things. I'm not a big fan of buying curriculum and then not using it all, but we do skip things sometimes. So let me just double check this to make sure there's not any crazy things that we would want to skip. And we are doing handwriting, so if I see that her language book is really heavy in the writing, then I may have her skip some of that. But this is more about capitalization than handwriting, so she's going to go ahead and do that. And this is a short story, so page 4 should stop here, but it actually stops that section here, so I write it in here for her to see that she's going to stop right there, and I'm going to say that she is going to do pages 27 to 31 on Monday. So 27 to 31, and then for Tuesday she's going to start on page 31 since we stopped halfway through the page there. So she's going to do 31 through, and we're going to see about this. And I'm going to let her skip this because she is doing her handwriting book and practicing her cursive there. So I think I may let her skip this. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and write it in, and then if they want to skip it, they can. Sometimes my husband has a little bit better idea of what she should skip and shouldn't skip, so we're going to see. So this would be about half a page, 1.5 page, 2.5 page, 3.5 page, 4.5 page, and this is, yeah, I'm going to let her go through there. So this would be 4.5 pages, but since this is something kind of fun for her and it's not going to take long, I don't mind her going to the end of that page. I look over here. This is a practice spelling test, so I'm going to let her go to this page actually on that day. So it looks like it's a lot more than she should be, but when you actually look at it, at what the work is, she's got practice spelling tests, which won't take long, and then she's got this word puzzle, so not that big of a deal. All right, so that goes all the way through page 36 on that day. So we're going to start with page 37, which is a self-test on Wednesday. So 37 through 1, 2, 3. I'm going to let her, since she has done a little more than 4 pages on the other days, I'm going to say on this self-test day that all she's going to do is that self-test, and she's going to stop on page 39. So average, she's getting her 4 pages a day, even though she only is doing 3 pages this day because she's doing about 5 pages technically in the book that day. So 37 through 31. And just for a heads up, I'm going to let them know that this is self-test 3. All right, for Thursday, she's going to finish that self-test through page 39, and then she starts a new section. So we've got page 40, that's 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. So if she stopped here, that would be 4 pages. I think that's a good one. We'll stop here because the next thing she's going to be doing is a practice spelling test, and she can be ready to do that on the next day. So we're going to go 40 to 43 on this one. And for language, however many days we're doing work, she needs to do about 4 pages. So if we have a 5-day week, I'm going to go ahead and have her do the work on Friday as well. So we're going through 43 there. So then 4 pages on this day is going to be 1, 2. That's more cursive work, so we may skip that since she has a handwriting book that she's working in her cursive, or working on her cursive in. All right, so 44 through 1, 2. Did I do that right? We stopped at 43. Okay, yeah, she was going all the way through. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 4 pages here. Is that a good stopping point? No, I'm going to say go ahead and go to this and finish this, and she'll, and I'm going to say she's going to go ahead and go through here, finish through this section, and stop here. And then her next thing she'll do is a self-test. Okay, sorry about that. For some reason my camera cut off on me. All right, so the last thing she did in history was she read 13 through 17. Sorry, she read 13 through 17, and she did pages 19 through 20. So that was, oh, okay. So she did that one. I've just been marking them off like that. These are going to go in a binder. If you'll see in my planner, it says they're in the binder, but I have not put them in the binder yet. So right now they're loose. So she read 19 through 20, so she did through this lesson. So she's finished all that. We're going to start with this lesson here, and I'm going to have her do history on Monday. So she'll do history on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then she'll do science on Tuesday, Thursday. And then the next full week that we have, a Monday through Friday week, I'll have her do science on Monday, and we'll alternate it that way. All right, so for history, we're going to start on Monday and do the first lesson. You have to kind of get to know your curriculum to understand all this. This may look like gibberish to you. But I've already got this I went through a few of the lesson plans and broke them down. I'm not having her do, like this is lesson 6 and 7, and I've broke it down into, 2 parts. So I know that for lesson 6, she's going to do pages 18 through 26, or she's going to read pages 18 through 26, and she's going to do pages 21 and 22. That's how I label it for her, so that she knows, like, instead of writing activity book or reader book or something like that, she knows that she needs to get her reader book. When I write it like this, and I'll write read, and she's going to do 18 through 26, and then she's going to do, that's just how she remembers it, she is going to do 21 through 22, and that is for lesson 6. And then she's going to do history again on Wednesday. So I'm going to write down the second half of what I had wrote right here, and that is to read pages 27 through 31 and do, we're going to do both of these for this one, so she's going to be doing pages 23 through 25. 23 through 25, and this curriculum comes with the quizzes. I'm having them skip the quizzes. She is doing the test, but we're skipping the quizzes because I just think that's a bit much for us, for my third grader, to be doing the work, doing the quizzes and tests, so we're just doing the tests. Let's see, and then we're also going to do Fridays, so let me look ahead. This is lesson 8 is by itself, it's not combined, so I feel comfortable with her doing this as it is. So she's going to read pages 32 through 38, and she's going to do pages 27, 29, and 31. So 27, 29, and 31. And then I kind of look through it. I'm going to look at her pages. It looks like this says material she's going to need is items for diamond mining demonstration. I'll look at that. We may or may not do that activity, so I will look at that when I get done with all this and see if there's anything we need. All right, so that's it for her history. And the third grade history is actually a geography, but we just keep calling it history. Now for her science, we're going to do the every other day thing, and we're going to do Tuesday, so it'll be Tuesday and Thursday for her science. Let me look back and see where she ended, just in case something didn't go right. Science, she read 16 to 19, did 4, 5, 17 through 18. So 16, 19, we'll look on her science, see where that was. That was this one, so she finished this lesson, and she finished that lesson, and we're moving on to this one. So for Tuesday, for her, okay, we're skipping history on this day, so I mark a little line through there so she knows she's not doing history that day. For science, we're going to do, it says the student text is 20 through 21, so she's going to read 20 to 21. And she's going to do 19 through 20. That's the activity manual, 19 through 20. Not doing science this day. Moving on to Thursday. Not doing history that day because we're doing science this day. And the next, this is lesson 7. She's going to, doesn't say she's reading anything. Oh, so this is an experiment. I will look at that. I'm gonna write experiment and then write down pages 21 through 22. So experiment. And I'm going to write do 21 through 22 so that she knows to get her activity book. All right, so I need to look at her science and history for next week when I get done with this. What else we got? Her Bible. I do have her Bible wrote out like I did her math. Like the whole book I went through and wrote down what pages are going to be for each lesson. So like this is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. On this day she was doing 2 pages, 6, 7, day 8. She was doing 2 pages that day, so this just tells me what she needs to do every day. Let me see where she ended in Bible. We did page 7. It was the last thing she finished. So I'm going to go through and mark that off that she did through page 7. So we're going to start with page 8. And with her Bible, we're going to do, let's see, I think it was about 1 a day. I'm not being super strict with their Bible. So about 1 a day. It doesn't take long at all. So if they get 1 a day done, that's good. If we have to skip a day, that's fine too. So for Bible, we're going to do starting on lesson 8. So this is going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13 through 14. Okay, so she did 1 through 10. I'm gonna have her make flashcards off of that. So I think I'm gonna have her do that this afternoon, so I'm not gonna write that down. We'll just do like 2 days this week. So she's gonna do pages 10 and 11 because they go together. She's gonna be writing the same words. So page 10 and 11, I'll put that on Tuesday. We'll do 10 and 11. I'm gonna say practice. Wednesdays are kind of crazy sometimes, so I'm going to say on Thursday she can practice her flashcards just to make sure she does them in case she's not doing them every day. And then on Friday she's going to make new and practice flashcards. All right, so that is it for my 3rd grader. Let's move on to my 8th grader. All right, pretty well the same setup. I've got her work wrote down in here, planned out for the year. She's got her planner, and she will be doing this on her own. Like, I'll sit down to do this and make her sit with me to get her week planned out, because she is able to do this herself. I would just need to check behind her. And this was last week's. She's marked off everything that she got done. If she didn't get something done, she didn't mark it off, so I will know where to go back to. All right, so I'm gonna get this filled out for her subjects and we'll be right back. All right, so I've got that filled out. She has language, math, history, science, Bible, and Duolingo. She's doing that for a language this year. And then hers has these little lines, so I've got their memory verses wrote down. I forgot to show you me writing that in my 3rd graders, but I've got what they're memorizing this week and then what they're going to say. We're doing, like, we're learning verses in order. So we're going to learn John chapter 3. Last week they memorized verses 1 through 3. This week they're going to memorize 4 through 6, and then they're going to be able to say 1 through 6 at the end of the week. All right, so anyway, let's go on. Language is right here. This is just a copy out of her book. We're doing Writers in Residence. Let me look back at what she finished last week to make sure that we are where we are supposed to be. Week 2, day 3 is how I have her knowing what she's supposed to be writing down, because this is written down by the week and by the day. So she did week 2, day 3. So she finished week 2, day 3. She went through this one. So I'm going to mark that off, that she finished that. I would go grab her book because she's got this in her book and she is marking that off and writing down anything for me. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to go get it. I'll double check it before we start Monday. So I know she needs to start here. We're doing 4 per week and we have a 5-day week this week. So she's going to get a day off of history. I do not have anything wrote down for her. I just know what she's supposed to be doing, and that every 5th lesson is, let's see, I've got that. Oh, that's my 3rd grader. She's doing Uncle Sam and You. She needs to do 4 a week. I've got 1 a day. If she does 5, that's fine, because every 5th lesson she's doing a special holiday thing. So let me double check where she ended. Lesson 8. So she's going to do lesson 9. And since we have 5 full days this week, I'm going to go ahead and have her do her holiday activity for that day. Pick a holiday to do something with. And then, so that is lesson 10, and then it skips to lesson 11. I think I'm right on this. If I'm wrong, I'll put a little blurb somewhere in the video to let you know that I'm doing this wrong, but I think I'm right. So she's doing the holiday thing. I'm going to have her go ahead and do Friday let's see, she doesn't have anything to do in math or language. So on history, she's going to go ahead and do lesson 13. That's all in history. Next is science. I do have her science written down because we kind of did a mix and match of that. She needs to do 4 to 5 a week. Since we've had some short weeks, I'm going to go ahead and have her do 5. It's pretty easy and she likes it, so we're going to go ahead and do the 5 lessons. Let me see where she ended. Science, she did project day 1. I'm giving her 2 days to do projects, so she went through project day 1, so we're doing project day 2 here. If she needs that second day to do the project, then she'll use it. If not, we'll skip ahead. All right, so we got this. And we're going to go to the 5th day, so I'm going to do 33 through 37. All right, and Bible is basically the same thing as my 3rd grader. We're going to do 4 a week in that, and hers is pretty much just page by page. So I'll go look and see what the last page was she did, or last lesson. She did lesson 8. So we're going to do a lesson a day, do 4. So she's going to do lesson 9, lesson 10. I just realized I messed up on science. Let me go back here and fix that. That's why you don't write in pen. All right, so I just realized that it wasn't recording. What I finished off with, I'm not sure where it stopped recording at, but what I finished off with was writing down her Duolingo. She is learning American Indian Navajo. I let her pick. We went through the different languages that Duolingo has. It's just an app on your phone. And that's what she picked. So I let her do that just for kind of for fun this year, but I wrote that down. She's doing 15 minutes a day on that. We did Bible. She's basically just doing a lesson a day. We saw that lesson 8 was where she left off with. So we started with lesson 9. We're doing 9, 10, 11, 12. Skipping it on Friday. Friday is our lighter day. If she doesn't finish anything on Monday through Thursday, then she can finish it on Friday. And that is basically it. I wrote down that we do have a birthday party to go to Saturday, and I'll write that in my 3rd grader so she'll see that. But that's it. I'll link my planners in the description box below. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.